Good morning, Desert Sands Unified School District. This is Sean Webb, your Director of Community Engagement and the Foundation. I'll share, I'm having some technical difficulties a little bit this morning. That's why you see the screen's a little bit weirded out, but I got a backup here plan. I've got my laptop ready if I need it. But welcome to Classroom Conversations. This is the Desert Sands Unified School District show where we engage the community. We want to thank our partners with the Foundation for sponsoring the show, and the Foundation's mission statement is the Desert Sands Educational Foundation secures funding and awards money to provide supplemental resources that enrich and enhance student learning in Desert Sands Unified School District. And we do that with our partners and so forth. But we've got a busy morning. We've got some visitors with us that I know that they have a busy morning that they have to get off to. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. We're going to bring on Chef Mary here and talk about everything great going on with Desert Sands right now real quick. Good morning, Chef Mary. How are you?
Hey, good morning, Mr. Webb. How are you?
I am, I'm fantastic. And I said we got a real busy day today, the busy morning, that is. We've got Jan Diaz that's going to come on, who's going to talk about our social media and communications. Awesome. We've got Mary Perry, who's our public information officer, that's going to talk about something brand new called Beacon Light. But before we get into that, Mary, at the end of last week, we didn't get to share this because it actually happened right after our Thursday show. But our teacher of ours, Ms. Denovi, shared this video that a student shared with her. And I'm hoping that it can play for us because it's pretty amazing here. But let me go ahead and pull it up. Okay, let me rewind this and try that again. Here we go.
So when I'm in class, I feel like you have a sign to you make me happy. You just make me feel like I belong in the class, and I feel like I'm just having a good time. I love the class, and really glad you proud of yourself. You do a good job in the classes. You're amazing. You give me the queen code, you give us nice stuff, you're organized, you do a lot of things. That is really nice. Hey, it's me. And
so Mary, let me go ahead and pull us off a screen here, pull that off a screen. But Mary, what'd you think of that video there by that young student there?
You know, I think it's pretty nice that they feel comfortable to say the things that they do. And I think the teachers to hear that. You know, what is she, like a kindergarten?
She's in first grade.
First grade.
They're doing distant learning just like everybody else. Yeah. And I love that the young lady there, she has an appreciation for what's going on and appreciates what the teacher's going through. Think about it, we're all changing here. I started off the morning with some technology issues myself. So
exactly. Well, and I think as this goes on, I think we're going to see changes and just how the whole program is going. I say that with Madison this past week when I was there. So I think we have to pay attention to what they're really listening to and doing so that they don't venture off. You know, they reach that comfort zone and then they sort of venture off. And I think that's probably part of the learning curve as well, as how to keep them engaged.
Oh, definitely. Most definitely. And I just love that young lady's, her just appreciation, with everything that's going on. And I love that. I hope that a lot of our students and our families have that same attitude. Yeah, definitely.
Well, I mean, that's always good to have it out there. And I think it's good for them to be able to feel that way too and let someone know that it was appreciated.
Of course, of course. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to bring on, the people that get to see all these things firsthand before all of us do, because it's sent to their office first, and then they get to decide, like all the information that comes out and so forth. But I'm going to bring on Jan, who oversees our Twitter and our social media. I'm going to bring on Mary. Good morning, ladies. How you doing?
Good morning.
Good morning, Jan. How are you?
Doing well, thank you. It's Tuesday. Happy Tuesday.
Mm-hmm. It is.
First day of what? Of fall, right? Today's first.
Yes.
Oh, yesterday. Anyway, we're in fall, in case you hadn't noticed.
I didn't even know that today was the first day of fall. So
yesterday,
that explains why Chef Mary's in orange. She always is very festive for us.
And always says, and then already up here, 2 of our trees in the yard have started to turn.
Wow.
These incredible golden yellow and this really golden red. It's nice and cool this morning. It's 64 degrees outside. Clear skies, blue, no smoke, which is kind of nice for
Yeah.
Tuesday morning to get up to.
I
Oh,
was
yeah,
talking
that's
to
great.
my family in Massachusetts over the weekend, and it was 37 degrees, and they had the heat on. So I'm like,
Yeah.
Okay. So, Mary Perry and Jan Diaz, we have you guys on because we want to talk about Beacon Light, but as we do every one of our shows, we talk about the social media and what's going on in the district. And as I shared, Jan gets firsthand knowledge. She gets to see all this stuff first. So I'm going to pull up the Twitter account. And Jan, maybe if you could walk us through some of the things that are going on.
Sure. Be happy to.
Perfect.
That's great. Yeah. So first and foremost, and you'll see multiple posts about Start with Hello Week. Obviously, it was yesterday through Friday. And so we have Desert Stand schools participating in that and encouraging connectedness among our students and, of course, staff. And so it's all just starting with a quick hello. And since we're virtual right now, it might be sending a little virtual wave or an email to someone letting them know that you're thinking of them.
Okay, excellent. I love that. And I see Mrs. Wood posted that over here at the district office, and it was retweeted out by us. And I see that it was retweeted out a number of times. So that's good to see all of our schools participating.
Mm-hmm.
And we got something here from Mr. Fajardo.
Yeah, so another thing our schools are sharing out is the importance of filling out a meal application. And this particular graphic that Shadow Hills shared is pointing out all the other areas that the meal application actually affect. And, as you see there, school funding and SAT fees, things like that are tied to that meal application.
Yeah, definitely. And I know that I've heard through the principals meeting and different leadership meetings that our traditional number, these are just numbers I'm pulling out of my head right now, but traditionally maybe our numbers are at like 70% right now. And right now it's only at about 35% where our schools and our families have filled out that meal application. So it's definitely imperative that we do so for that funding, those funding purposes, definitely. Oh, it looks like Start with Hello Week again here.
Yeah, I collected some photos that had been shared by some of our schools and posted that from the district yesterday. Again, just to highlight, there's your virtual high five or wave by one of our teachers, Mr. Baker. Just kind of, we got some thumbs up. We have theme days going on, so sharing what's going on in our schools.
Looks like a little Star Wars Day going on with that family there. Okay, lots of great things going on. And then we also got another post about the class of 2021.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, Riverside County Office of Education is offering these college essay workshops and to our seniors, and they actually had such a huge response, a positive feedback from students how helpful it was, that they added 2 more sessions. So that would be tomorrow and Thursday.
Okay.
That seniors could register for those additional sessions to get some help on writing those.
Okay, that's fantastic. One of the things I love to brag. I had working experience over at La Quinta for many years, and I was over at Palm Desert, and I was happy to share that a lot of these things that are being asked for by the county, being offered by the county, that the counseling staff and the English teachers and the senior teachers over at Palm Desert and La Quinta were just doing seamlessly. It just happened that these types of things are happening. But I love that the county is partnering with us and offering additional opportunities for our students to take advantage, especially during these times. All right. And it brings us up to that great video we showed here. So tell me, Jen, how did you get this, and what was your first initial reaction when you saw this video?
Oh, well, other than, it about made me cry, and I have probably watched it like 50 times now because I just can't get enough of it. I really want it to go viral. But I, of course, saw Ms. Denovi's tweet, and, she's saying on there that, she can watch or play this video until she retires, which is just so heartwarming. So I sort of retweeted it from the district last week, and then just kind of picked it up as another feel good to incorporate into the Start with Hello week for yesterday being Monday. So, like I said, it's just the cutest thing.
Yeah, seriously. And I know as soon as I saw it, I text both you and Mary Perry, that is, and I said, I have to admit, since being a dad, I'm crying to this now. It's a special video. Definitely a special video. But I know that you guys want to share about this new program that we have called Beacon Light. And I want to make sure to give Jan the ability to show her screen. And Mary Perry, Jan, it's all yours. Tell us about Beacon Light. What is it all about?
Well, I'll jump in and then let Jan take over. So as I hope everyone knows, we launched our new website in April. Not exactly the best timing in the world right now, but we did launch the new website, and there's all kinds of incredible features on the website. And I encourage everyone to go on and consider it your sort of one-stop source for everything there is to know about Desert Sands and our schools and distance learning and everything that's happening right now and things that are set to happen. So everything is on there somewhere. We believe the navigation techniques and tools that have been placed on make it easier to find everything. So I just really urge you to go out and explore the new website. So as probably, I hope everyone knows, we used to publish a electronic magazine called The Beacon. And The Beacon, I guess, was so successful that it just became unwieldy. And it was becoming over 60 pages, and it was sent out. First, it was sent out every week, and then we sent it out every month, and then we sent it out every other month, and then we get to the point where we were sending it out quarterly. But it was just enormous. It was just this huge publication, and people were responding to us that they just didn't have the time to read it. And so as part of the process of redoing the website, Jan and I put our heads together and tried to come up with a better way of still providing the information, still sharing the information that was in the Beacon, but in shorter blurbs and pretty much daily. So you could go out to what we're calling the Beacon Light. I hope you get that kind of Beacon Light kind of reference. And
like
so,
I used to drink Diet Cokes, right?
yeah, light, but actually it's like L-I-G-H-T, because that's what a beacon is. But anyway, in our creative mind,
that word.
You know, this is what we do. And so they're little short pieces about things that are happening in the district. And currently, they're pretty much all being put up there by Jan. So we will come up with them, and then Jan puts them up on the Beacon Light. But the idea is that you can put it there yourself. So we have some principals, some teachers who are just awesome about providing information when we were producing the Beacon. And now we're urging those same people to do the same thing, but to do it themselves on the website. They just need to follow the directions, and I'm going to hand it off to Jan from this point on.
Yeah. So I've brought you from our homepage. You may have, I can go back through, may have seen how I got to that. At the bottom of our homepage, we have a section entitled Beacon Light, and there's a big button that says Submit Your Story. And there's also a cool little stream on all the little stories that are there, and you can click to read more on any individual story. I'm not sure how far back this goes. I think it might be sort of like the latest 10 articles, okay. But so I guess we can dive into, if you wanted to submit a story, you can click this button here right from our homepage, and it brings up a form and gives information on how you would submit, well, it's worth explaining. We ask for a login, and it doesn't necessarily need to be a Desert Sands staff member. Anyone from the community can submit a story, a parent even, any community member. Student, yes, exactly. But the reason that it prompts a Google login is because you have the opportunity to attach photos. And the way Google Forms work is to attach photos. It has to like upload them to Google Drive. So it has to use the login to transfer that to us. So that's why that's required. And it says there the name will be attached to the article as well, so that we know who's submitting the story. And we can always follow up with the individual if we need further details, or maybe we need some more photos or any other information. So of course we would ask for the title of the story, the actual body of the story. So the content, what you're sharing with us, the content of the article. If it's sort of resource related and you had a website link for more information, you can include that there. Any photos can be attached through here. And then, like I said before, name and email address so that we can contact you with further questions. So it's really quite an easy form to submit a story. I'll go back.
So I want to ask a question in regards to submitting a story. I'm just going to go back to like when I was in high school. I remember my English teacher, my journalism teacher, always talked about being published, and that was a big deal and so forth. And I'll be the first to say that print things aren't as prevalent as they were back then when I was in high school. So this could almost be like an idea of a student submitting a piece of work to be published and be on our website and so forth. So
absolutely. And any story, once it's up there, just like when people would submit for the e-magazine Beacon, I'll look at those stories and say, wow, this is one I should submit to the media. Right. And so we take this piece of the story and work with whoever submitted it and call someone in the news media and say, I have this great story. Or maybe I would submit it into the neighbors column that we produce every week for the Desert Sun. Or Jan would look at it and say, this is something that absolutely needs to go on social media. Right. So by putting your story here, there may be other avenues of sharing. Or I know, Sean, the same thing with you. We had the senior from Looking to High School who this Saturday, reminder everybody, this Saturday is doing a school supply drive. And because we receive that information, and of course we work so closely with you, when we tell you about some of these incredible things that are happening, you take them to the next level and you bring them and give them media attention via classroom conversations.
Exactly. And, I was actually on with our new teachers last night with all of them in the district. So we believe we've got almost 100 new teachers that we brought on this year. And this is actually one of the formats that I was talking about is, for them to be noticed and so forth by our district social media. This is one avenue to notify us first. So
fantastic.
Yeah, definitely. But I do want to let you know that as you guys are aware, we get many live viewers. And one of our live viewers this morning is our board president. And she wanted to mention she loves the new website, user-friendly. Marion Perry, Jan Diaz, you do an amazing job. Bravo. Mary, I'm sorry I covered your face to show that.
That's okay. So, to talk about Linda, it's worth it.
There we go.
Very much appreciate the support of the board. They make our life really a joy because they support the work that we do. And they too provide us with information. You never know where that little kernel of information is going to come our way. Yeah, right. That suddenly becomes something the public truly wants to know. So anyway, hi, Linda. Hi, Linda.
So, Mary, let me ask you a question. Is it automatically published or is it reviewed and published?
No, so that really is just submitting the information to us, and like I explained a little bit, the photo attachment kind of thing. So I'll take those pieces and create one of the articles like we were looking at, and it places the photos. And not every story has to have a photo. I was, we might just have, an article by itself, and that's okay too.
Oh, things are better with pictures.
Yeah, they are, as we all know.
You never know. We can, a little avatar or something, and you just never know what might come up there.
And there you go. Oh, and Linda says hello. There you go. Well, who knows which Mary, but she says hello.
We'll all say hi, Mary.
I think she means both of us, Mary. Mm-hmm.
I know, because we're so popular.
So, Jan, Mary, I know that you guys got to go because you got some meetings coming up and so forth. Is there anything, Mary, I'll start with you. Is there anything last that you'd like to say to our viewers and so forth?
Well, I am going to tell you, Sean, that I'm on my way to Palm Desert Charter Middle, and I can't tell you why, but I am going to take some video while I'm there, and I'll share it with you, and you might want to share it tomorrow, or not tomorrow, Thursday, with your viewers, because it sounds like it's going to be something pretty wonderful. So
Okay.
I'll leave it at that.
Okay, excellent. Yeah, definitely share the video, and you know me, take the video horizontally.
I got it. I think we know that, so we got it. And I would just say that, once again, the website is your source for everything Desert Sand. So go to the website, and you know, I always tell people, I know Jan does the same thing, that we're here. If anybody has questions, they have no idea who to ask, come to us. And if we don't know, we'll find out.
Exactly.
I love it.
That's really good.
I love it. And Jan, is there any last comments and so forth?
Yeah, just to piggyback that, you know, certainly going straight to the source, dsusd.us is where we try to have the most information available and keep it the most current. We have really developed our For Parents section. We're working more on expanding our For Students section and the staff section as well. It's all searchable. There's the A to Z index. Really tried to make the website as user-friendly as possible. And then certainly we try to, you're always promoting our district social media at Desert Sands USD. As it's scrolling across the bottom there.
Yeah.
So we're constantly trying to share out the important information to our community.
Definitely. I agree. You know, the key thing during this whole time is communication.
Right.
Relaying that and getting that out to everybody as soon as possible. And we actually just had one more question come up about the beacon light.
Mhm.
I'll put that there. So if one of you could speak to
That's a good question. It could be either.
Yeah, it can be whatever you want. It can be about something that's happening at a school. It can be about something you know about a teacher, a staff member, a student, a parent. Anything that you see as Desert Sands related would be okay. And I'm going to sign off, but I think it's pretty funny, Sean, that typically you're the first face I see in the morning at work and the last one I see at night, because I know we have a 6 o'clock meeting tonight with the
Yes, we do.
foundation, as I'm a member of Sean's board on the foundation, and I have a feeling this meeting is going to go very late. So I'll see you later, my friend.
All right. Thank you, Mary. And on that note, that's a great transition. Thank you, ladies. I greatly appreciate it. Have a great day.
Thank you for having us.
Bye, Jan.
Thank you. So, Mary, that's a great transition. I was just going to talk about that anyways. We have our first CAMFest committee meeting tonight.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, CAMFest is Children's Arts and Music Festival. And with that being said, we've got a great committee, about 15 of us, that are going to talk about how we're going to take our once 10,000 person event at the Indian Wells Tennis Gardens and to move it virtually up in the sky, in the cloud.
Oh my gosh. It's becoming that.
Yeah, it's definitely becoming that, definitely. And, you know, when we talk about having virtual events in the cloud and everything, we talk about communication. That's key. You know, exactly what Jan and Mary are doing. We're getting that information out to our families as much as possible, as soon as possible. I know that you've talked about experiences with Maddie and being frustrated sometimes without having information. We know that just having that communication is definitely key during these times.
Yeah. And I think what's cool too is to, remind our parents and students again that you are providing lunches and meals, and that hasn't gone away. Because I think people sort of think maybe it goes away, or they don't go for a week and then they forget about it, and then they forget to fill out, your meal vouchers. Because as a chef, I know how important it is to make sure that they know that they can come in and have breakfast or lunch.
Definitely, most definitely. So before we head out of here, Mary, I do want to make a couple announcements. Let's see. Thursday, there's a CPAC meeting. That's our special education parent committee. They're having a meeting Thursday, and that information is on the special education website, as well as on their CPAC is a great organization. It's a group of parents that have their own Facebook page, and they have their own meetings. I think I may have lost you, Mary, but like I said, technical difficulties. I think, how I'm setting in my screen keeps on going black on each side. It's a little freaky.
I'm with you.
But then also Thursday, we have a special board meeting. This last board meeting, you know Mrs. Wood, her son Dylan, and so forth. So she had to present at the board meeting the new LCAP plan, the new plan for attendance and so forth that's going on with SB 98, where we have to submit these plans and so forth. So this is the second reading of that. When you have these types of things come through, there has to be multiple readings, and this board meeting is specifically for the second reading, and this is where the board will vote on it to approve or vote to see if we need some improvements and so forth. So that's on Thursday. And as I shared, we've got our first CAMFest meeting coming up tonight. That's kind of exciting. And I have it kind of scrolling across the bottom. If you're interested in serving on the Desert Sand Educational Foundation board, or if you want to help out potentially with CAMFest, shoot me an email and we can definitely get you connected to that. What I will let the cat out of the bag. We did have somebody at our board member recruitment meeting the other night, and she is sitting right next to me, Chef Mary. So, Mary, what do you think about that board member recruitment meeting?
Well, I thought it was really fun because, you see these names, and it was nice to get some, extra information from a personal level about, your responsibility and the commitment. Some organizations have the commitments so difficult that, you're almost punished if you don't go, and yet we still have jobs and families and lives. And I felt it was very refreshing to know that there's flexibility. Of course, doing the virtual meetings makes it really easy as well, because you can kind of do it, from everything. But talking to Mary Perry and the other board members, it felt very comfortable, and particularly your board president made it very interesting. He was a really fun guy to talk to.
Yeah, Patrick is, you and I are busy right now, but I'll say he is a different level of busy, with him in charge of all the clinics of Kaiser in the desert. So he wears, just like you and I wear multiple hats, he wears multiple hats as well. And he does a fantastic job with our board and juggling so many different things. But, you just met a handful of them, and we have 9 amazing board members. And I look forward to our next meeting coming up, where we're going to be talking about adding additional spots to that board. So, Mary, thank you again for coming to that meeting. I greatly love having you there.
So, Sean, are we ever going to have an opportunity to talk with any of the CTE teachers? Because I think those programs, a lot of them are so hands-on in the school program that it would be interesting to find out how they're communicating and doing projects that aren't hands-on.
So I'll kind of let a little snippet out there. I actually had a conversation with Mr. Magnera. You know him well.
Yes.
He oversees CTE over at La Quinta, and they're looking at doing a virtual Black Hawk Showdown, where they are going to team up. I'm not going to name any restaurants or anything, but potentially what they're going to do is get a couple restaurants in the desert to team up and have some, just like we're doing here, some virtual conversations with students and chefs at the restaurant, see if they can develop some dishes together. Mr. Magnera and myself are going to work at trying getting some community partners to help donate product, so we can have, in essence, the same thing, but rather than buy tickets from the school, we're going to help promote our local partners and restaurants. So we're going to promote people to buy tickets there. And I guess the showdown, what we're still kind of come up with concept and so forth, will be whichever restaurant sells the most meals of that dish or that concept. So
that's a good idea.
Yeah, Mike and I had a good conversation. I'm going to go over and talk with him and Chef Wood about that further. I'll tell you, when you talk about CTE, we're running our own broadcast here, but we have 2 broadcast CTE programs that are just running at full steam right now, because everybody needs help with video and technology and so forth. Yeah. So Indio High Impact and Palm Desert High School Aztec Films, they're just striving in assisting and helping multiple schools, organizations, and so forth. So they know that things aren't the same with internships, like kids going to jobs and internships and so forth.
Exactly.
But they're just doing things a little bit different, just like we all are.
Well, be sure to pull me in on your culinary Black Hawk adventure and see.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I have any thoughts or ideas or whatever, because you know how that goes. Once that hits your brain, then it just goes in overdrive.
Oh, you know me, Mary. It's already there. It's already there. It's been running. It's been running, definitely. But let me close us out here, and I will meet you backstage. Okay.
Okay. Goodbye, everybody. Have a
Bye,
good day.
Mary. Thank you.
Tuesday.
Well, as I shared, we got some other things coming up this week. Kind of fun for tomorrow. We're going to be over at a middle school. You guys asked for some interesting. Let me rephrase that. You guys asked for some demonstrations and examples of what PE class looks like. Well, I was able to recruit some adults, and we're going to be socially distanced at a middle school tomorrow. We're going to take some footage, and their PE department is going to teach us how to dance. So that'll be kind of funny. I'll have that footage for you on Thursday. Going to be with their teachers on Thursday. They're going to join us, and we'll share all about that. But until then, you guys have a great day. You'll definitely catch me tomorrow at one of our meal distribution sites where I'm highlighting them and help increase the numbers. But you'll definitely catch me there. But have a great day. And if you don't see me tomorrow, we'll see you at Classroom Conversations, 9 o'clock on Thursday. Have a great one. Thank you.